Good morning and welcome to our daily crypto news podcast. Today we're diving into the latest market moving stories and we have a packed show for you. We're seeing a rebound in Solana's price and we'll be exploring the reasons behind it.
That's right, and it's all tied to the latest announcement from CME Group. They're debuting Solana futures on March 17, pending regulatory approval. This is a significant move as it shows the increasing demand for regulated products in the crypto space.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that CME Group is offering both micro-sized contracts of 25 SOL and larger sized contracts of 500 SOL. This will give US traders more flexibility in managing their crypto exposure.
And this isn't just about giving traders more options. It's also a sign of the growing mainstream acceptance of Solana. We've seen a lot of interest in Solana-based projects lately, and this move by CME Group only adds to the momentum.
That's true. And speaking of Solana-based projects, we have another interesting story to share. Karate Combat, a crypto-fueled fighting league, has teamed up with the creators of Bonk, a Solana meme coin. They're naming a stadium after the coin, and it's set to host half of Karate Combat's upcoming events.
This is a great example of how crypto is being used in creative ways beyond just trading. We're seeing more and more projects leveraging blockchain technology to create new experiences and communities. And in this case, it's a combat sports stadium that's getting a crypto makeover.
And what's even more interesting is that two other fighting organizations have expressed interest in using the Bonk Stadium. This could be a sign of a larger trend where we see more mainstream adoption of crypto in the sports and entertainment industries.
Absolutely, and we'll be exploring this trend further throughout the episode. We'll also be diving deeper into the implications of CME Group's Solana futures launch and what it means for the broader crypto market.
So stay tuned for a packed show that's all about the intersection of crypto and mainstream culture. We'll be discussing the latest developments and what they mean for investors, traders, and enthusiasts alike.
And as always, we'll be providing our analysis and insights to help you make sense of it all. Let's keep the conversation going and see where the day takes us.
Building on what we discussed earlier about the current market sentiment, it looks like the Bitcoin meltdown has worsened overnight. Macro jitters are overshadowing any positives and is having a ripple effect on the rest of the market.
That's right. If we look at the CoinDesk 20 performance update, nearly all assets are trading lower. Uni, in particular, took a hit with a 7.1% drop. What's striking is that even with some of these assets having positive 24-hour price changes, the overall trend is still bearish.
I think that's what's so concerning about this current market. We're seeing some of these assets like Doge and HBAR with significant gains, but it's not enough to offset the losses elsewhere. And when we look at the bigger picture, it's clear that investors are still spooked by the macroeconomic uncertainty.
Exactly. And it's not just Bitcoin that's feeling the pressure. Ethereum, which has been a stalwart in recent weeks, is also down. We're seeing a broad sell-off across the board, and it's hard to pinpoint a specific reason why.
Well, one reason could be the recent interest rate hikes. We discussed this earlier in the week, but it's clear that the market is still adjusting to the new reality. Higher interest rates are making it more expensive for investors to borrow money, which is having a knock-on effect on the crypto market.
That's a good point, and it's not just interest rates. The ongoing regulatory uncertainty is also playing a role. We're seeing governments and institutions take a closer look at crypto, and that's creating uncertainty among investors.
Speaking of which, have you seen the latest developments in the regulatory space? There are rumors of new legislation being proposed that could have a significant impact on the crypto industry.
I have, and while it's still early days, it's clear that governments are taking a more proactive approach to regulating crypto. We'll have to keep a close eye on this and see how it plays out.
Absolutely. In the meantime, it's clear that investors are taking a cautious approach. We'll have to see if the market can rebound in the coming days, but for now, it's a wait-and-see situation.
That's right. And as always, we'll be keeping a close eye on the markets and bringing you the latest updates as they happen.
Building on what we discussed earlier about the increasing adoption of crypto by mainstream institutions, it seems like we have an interesting development in the metaverse space. The Trump Organization has filed trademarks for its own metaverse and NFT platforms.
That's right. According to Decrypt, the Trump Organization has submitted dozens of trademark applications for the Trump mark, including downloadable virtual reality game software featuring crypto tokens for use in online virtual worlds. It's clear that the Trumps are expanding their reach into the digital sector.
This move is quite unexpected considering the metaverse has struggled to gain traction over the years. However, if anyone can bring attention to a space, it's the Trumps. What do you think this means for the metaverse as a whole?
I think it's a strategic move, especially considering the current state of the market. The metaverse has been struggling to find its footing, and having a big name like Trump attached to it could bring in some much-needed attention and investment.
Speaking of investment, we've got some news from the institutional side of things. Börse Stuttgart, a major German exchange, has partnered with Bank to offer crypto trading services to institutional clients.
That's a big deal. This collaboration is part of Börse Stuttgart's plan to expand its partnerships with major financial institutions. With Bank on board, institutional clients will have access to crypto trading services through the exchange.
This partnership is significant because it highlights the growing demand for crypto from institutional investors. We've seen a number of major financial institutions dipping their toes into the crypto space, and this is just another example of that trend.
Exactly, and it's not just about the investment itself, but also about the infrastructure and services that come with it. Institutional clients require a certain level of security and compliance, and partnerships like this one help to provide that.
It's interesting to see how these two stories intersect. On one hand, we have the Trump organization exploring the metaverse and NFT space, which is still relatively niche. On the other hand, we have major financial institutions like Bank and Börse Stuttgart investing in crypto infrastructure.
That's the beauty of the crypto space. It's constantly evolving, and there's always something new and unexpected happening. Whether it's the metaverse or institutional investment, it's clear that crypto is here to stay.
We just wrapped up our discussion on the increasing number of phishing scams targeting crypto users, and it's clear that security is still a major concern in the space. Building on what we discussed, I think it's worth mentioning a recent call to action from Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin.
That's right. Vitalik took to Twitter to emphasize the importance of robust wallet security solutions. He pointed out that while theft is a significant issue, many people have also lost substantial amounts of crypto due to loss rather than theft.
Yeah, and he listed some examples of how that can happen. Software bugs, forgotten passwords, lost devices, or even something as unexpected as a paper wallet being destroyed in a fire. It's a sobering reminder that our assets are only as secure as the measures we have in place to protect them.
Absolutely, and I think this is where technology can play a critical role. Speaking of which, have you been following the developments around ChatGPT? The AI natural language processing tool has been making waves since its launch in November 2022.
Who hasn't, right? With over 300 million weekly users, ChatGPT has become a household name. But what's interesting is the potential for AI to be used in crypto security solutions. Maybe we'll see AI powered wallet security tools that can detect and prevent phishing attempts or alert users to potential vulnerabilities.
That's a great point. While there are concerns about AI misuse, there are also opportunities for AI to be used for good. And it's worth exploring how AI can be leveraged to improve crypto security. After all, as Vitalik said, we need robust wallet security solutions to counter crypto losses.
Exactly. And as we continue to see innovations in AI and crypto, it'll be interesting to watch how these two spaces intersect. Perhaps we'll see AI-powered security solutions become the norm, or maybe we'll see entirely new use cases emerge that we haven't even considered yet.
One thing is certain, though, the future of crypto and AI is going to be a wild ride. And as we navigate these uncharted waters, it's essential to prioritize security and responsible innovation.
Well, we'll continue to monitor developments in both the crypto and AI spaces and bring you updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the intersection of these two technologies is going to be a key area to watch in the coming months and years.
I think it's interesting to note that the CME Group's announcement to launch Solana futures comes at a time when the demand for crypto derivatives is on the rise. We've seen this trend play out over the past few months, with various exchanges expanding their offerings to meet the growing demand.
Absolutely. And it's not just the demand that's driving this growth. The increasing institutional interest in crypto is also a major factor. We've seen more and more institutions entering the space, and they're looking for ways to hedge their bets and manage their risk. Derivatives are a key part of that strategy.
That's right, and the CME Group is well positioned to capitalize on this trend. As one of the largest and most respected exchanges in the world, they have the credibility and the infrastructure to support the growth of crypto derivatives. And with the launch of Solana futures, they're expanding their offerings to meet the demand for more diverse and exotic assets.
I think it's also worth noting that this move is a vote of confidence in Solana itself. The fact that the CME Group is willing to list Solana futures suggests that they believe in the long-term viability of the asset. And that's a bullish sign for Solana holders.
Definitely, and it's not just Solana that's benefiting from this trend. We've seen a number of other altcoins and smaller assets getting more attention from institutions and investors. It's a sign that the crypto market is maturing and becoming more diverse.
That's right. And it's also a reminder that crypto is a global market. We're seeing growth and innovation happening all around the world, and it's not just limited to the major assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are opportunities emerging in every corner of the market.
So as we wrap up today's show, what are your key takeaways from the day's news?
For me, the big story is the growth of crypto derivatives and the increasing institutional interest in the space. It's a sign that the market is maturing and becoming more sophisticated. And with the launch of Solana futures, we're seeing more diversity and innovation in the market.
I agree, and I think it's also worth noting that this growth is happening despite the regulatory uncertainty that's still hanging over the market. It's a sign that investors and institutions are confident in the long-term potential of crypto, and they're willing to navigate the regulatory risks to get involved.
That's right. And as we look ahead to the rest of the week, I think we can expect to see more news and developments on the regulatory front. But for now, it's clear that the market is pushing forward, and we're seeing growth and innovation happening every day.
Well, that's all for today's show. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow with more news and analysis from the world of crypto.